Hey, Brandon here from the Devy Deep Dive podcast and creator of the Devy Dashboard. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thanks for tuning in to this rookie profile film of wide receiver Jahan Dotson. He is a senior at Penn State. So got a few of these films out already on some other rookies headed to the NFL, and I have a lot more on the way, as well as a lot of other great shows on this channel. So please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff here leading up to the NFL draft, and when the draft is over, we'll be doing rookie mock drafts, and then we're going to be heading into a lot of great Devy and C2C content as we head into the late spring and summer. So please hit that subscribe button and stick around for future shows. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Jahan Dotson. I live outside of Philly, so I watch a lot of Penn State games. He is a senior this year, all right? And he is 5'11", 184 pounds. He was a four-star prospect. He was a local kid coming out of high school. So he was a Pennsylvania kid. He was ranked 6th overall as far as the talent level coming out of Pennsylvania. So what I really like about him when he came out of high school was the fact that he was a 3-sport athlete. So that's really important because it just shows you the athleticism that some of these kids have coming out of high school when they have multiple sports. It just shows that they're really just pure athletes, right? So he won a lot of state championships with track as well. So he's got a little bit of speed to him as well. But we're going to get into that. So today we're going to look at his film. We're going to go to the film room. We're going to go to the Devy Deep Dive film room, and as well, Britt Sanders again will join us, and he'll give us his analytical profile too, because that is also of importance. All right. So let's just take a look at his stats for coming out of school this year. Like I said, he is a senior. He's going to be age 22 come draft here in a few months. But if you look at his production profile here, you can certainly see that every year leading up to this year, he has increased his receptions. He's increased his yardage. He's increased his TD. So in 2021, he had 91 receptions, 1,182 yards, and 12 TDs. So he was certainly a productive player. And one could argue that he didn't have a very let's say, consistent quarterback play as well. So, I think he did quite well his senior year, sharing the field with Parker Washington, another great Devy asset that we'll probably dig into late spring and early summer, a riser in the Devy community. But nonetheless, let's go over his market share, right? His receiving market share was 34%. And his total offensive market share was 24%. His reception touchdown market share was 48%. So he really dominated when on the field this year, especially this year. His completion percentage is 65. Like to see that over 70, but nonetheless, man, this kid's got sticky hands, all right? So it's going to be one of his strengths that he does have. He only had 2 drops on the entire 2021 season. So this kid has got some great ball skills and hands. And his yak reception is 5.3, so he's got a little bit of yak ability, and we're all going to see this in the film room here very, very shortly. So he as far as his snap and his location when he played on the field, he was 76% outside. So it looks like he played in the X and Z, receiver positions, most likely that's where his role will be also in the NFL. But he also played in the slot 24%. So again, that shows that he's got a little bit of versatility to his game, which we are going to see when we get to the film room. So let's talk about quickly his strengths and weaknesses. All right, as we head, before we get to the film room, I think his ball skills and hands. You're going to see when we watch this kid on tape. He's got some really great ball skills at the catch point, down the field. He's got some physicality to him at that catch point, and he's got really good body control and concentration. He's made some really spectacular grabs. The first grab in the game that really put Dotson on the map, really, you go back to 2020, that Ohio State game film, you're going to see he made a lot of really great catches, down the left sideline, and that really kind of, I think, put him on the map on the NFL draft thought process. And then this year, he just, again, came out, played very well. He's got some really good short area quickness. I don't think he's going to be a burner who's going to beat guys down the field on a regular basis, but he does have some short area quickness. Again, we are going to see that in the film room. And he's a punt returner too, so that's going to be an attractive attribute to him from any NFL team. They're going to be looking at him and being like, okay, he can play receiver as well, but maybe we can use him in the special teams on punt returns. Critical part of NFL, success, obviously in offenses. Everyone loves to have a great special teams part of the team. Now, for his weaknesses, he lacks ideal size, right? We talked about he's 5'11", 185 pounds, right? So if you really look at most of the most productive, maybe outside Tyreek Hill, as far as NFL dynasty producers for our dynasty rosters, most guys are like 6'1", and a little bigger. So he still doesn't have that ideal size, especially when he's got to go down the field and with the contested catches. But nonetheless, that is not ideal size, but there's plenty of productive players on our dynasty rosters, who are less than 6 feet. But there's a lot more guys that are bigger and taller that are a lot more productive. His route running, I think he's a good route runner. I don't think he's elite at route running. Again, we are going to see that in the film room here very shortly. And his contact balance, I like physicality when I watch wide receivers. I think Dotson is a physical receiver, but, especially at the point of him getting tackled and trying to get more yak yards and stuff like that, contact balance, would like to see a little bit more. Nothing major, but, again, just trying to, point out what he does really well. But I think it's also important not to go in with rosy glasses all the time, right? We got to kind of at least try and pick apart some of his game that we think that maybe will hold him back from being one of the top wide receivers taken in the NFL draft. But super excited to get to the film room. But first, let's talk. Britt Sanders is going to join us. He's going to give us a quick analytical profile. And when Britt is done, I will meet you in the film room.
Hey, Brandon, thank you so much for letting me talk about Jahan Dotson. So let's talk about the good first. He had an elite breakout his age 20 season with a 42.70 dominator. He's a career dominator of 41.81%. He has a career weighted dominator rating of 38.38. He also was extremely efficient. His breakout season, he had a yards per team pass attempt of 2.87. In his most recent season, he had a yards per team pass attempt of 2.43. He also had a breakout yards per route run of 2.63. In his last season of yards per route run is 2.56. So he was a monster at Penn State, and he was also efficient at Penn State. And when I'm thinking about wide receivers that are going to convert to the NFL, they're going to be efficient, and that's something that's very important to me. He also is going to have a projected height-adjusted speed score of 97.24, which is more than enough to take care of what he needs to do. He's not a burner type of wide receiver, so he isn't going to need to really rely on that. Now, the only big concerning issue from a metrics standpoint is he was an early declare, and he did go back to Penn State for his fourth year. So it kind of lowers his likelihood for being an elite player. He also had a little bit of a later breakout at age 20. Things that just lead me to believe that more likely than not, Jahan Dotson is going to take a little bit of time before he fires in the NFL. I'm still very excited, and he's still well within that second tier of wide receiver for me.
All right, man. Welcome to the film room. All right. So the first trait we are going to look at for Jahan Dotson is his release and route running. I'm all about space creation. To make it in the NFL, you need to be able to create space, and that comes with defensive manipulation as well as how you set up a defender and run your route with your technique and your suddenness. So overall, I think he's okay. I don't think he's elite route runner, and we're going to take a look here at this film, but let's get to it, man. Let's not waste any time, all right? So here he is at the Tide. Love these snowball games, man. I mean, they got white uniforms in the snow. I don't know how they even, Clifford can even see him out in the space. But let's see what he does here. I'm going to run through these clips, and then we'll take another peek. Nice, release there. Nice, really grab right there again. But let's see what he does. He has the contact up here, breaks the contact, and then kind of separates with some acceleration. Great grab. And then look at the body control. Is fantastic in the athleticism. Really, really good play there. But he kind of blew by that defender a little bit. All right, so here he is. Okay, we're going to run through it. Gets a nice pass here. Great catch, right? But let's take a look at it again. All right, so what does he do to set up this defender, right? You got this defender right here. What's he doing to get him off platform? Does a little stutter step there. It makes the guy step, but really doesn't really create any suddenness on that break, I felt, to create space. Nice route. Nothing I felt that was elite. I think he could have done something to get the defender to possibly move his hips a little bit more. So here he is again here. Really just a curl route, and then makes a really nice adjustment on the ball. So there's really not much as far as technique here, but again, finds the gap in the zone and then comes up, makes the grab. Really good. He's got really good sticky hands, man, this kid. There's no doubt about it. He's got good ball skills at the catch point. All right, so here he goes again. I like this. I like the move right here, and the suddenness in that was really nice. Let's take a look at it again. It's zone coverage. He's just finding his way, but again, he sees that guy, makes the cut, and then gets upfield and gets at least the first down. All right, so here he is, coming across, kind of lining up in the slot. Really not much to see. I like the catch here, but again, you can see the dirt. Watch the dirt here when he does make his cut. Right there. You see that, he does sink his hips there. It's really tough to see. At the time of making of this film, there's not a lot of all 22 film available for 2021 right now. So this is the best that we got to really look, unless you've got access to that stuff. And I usually do, but right now it's just not out there. So this is all we got, the highlights from, normal television right now. So again, right here, I just didn't think he did anything. Again, what does the route look like? Very kind of just rounded in. I mean, he's got soft coverage here, but again, doesn't really do anything to really create space necessarily. But again, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some press coverage like this. This is a really nice play, like the footwork, and again, the ability to get upfield. All right, what's he do to this guy to get him off platform a little bit? He's backing up. He's got some quick feet there. The guy's reaching for him right there. You can see he's reaching his arm to kind of hold him back, and then the acceleration out of the break. Great hands again. You're going to see this throughout his film here. But again, we're looking for some defensive manipulation here. Kind of a decent cut, an out route on this stem right here. Let's take a look at it again. This defender's backing up, respecting his deep vertical ability. Got his hips turned and then just turned outside, taking advantage of his misplacement of, again, here's a little close-up of it. All right, but, not the best hip sync and stuff like that. The defender really is playing off him and not really getting too sticky with him. But nonetheless, I mean, like I said, this is all we got when we're watching this film out here. This was a really nice release right here up top. Boom. I like the way he used his hands. Nice grab again, and then reaches for the end zone. Okay, we're going to get a close-up here in a second. Like the hand swap. Again, the concentration, knowing he's going to get hit. Little stutter step. Uses his hands nice. Get off me. Then cuts inside. And then again, the excellent catch. And then, again, dives for the end zone. So let's take a look at his ball skills and hands. I think this is one of his best traits here, what we're going to see. Let's run through it again and just see what it looks like. Again, just a great concentration. Another route, he's kind of creating space, but he doesn't do much to get space. That defender's with him the whole way. Again, kind of looking at his route running. But again, the ball skills that this kid has is pretty good stuff. It's his best trait by far. Another great catch here, in the back of the end zone. Again, just sticky hands, showing his ability to, find the crease in the zone coverage. But again, the high point ability and the hands is just outstanding. I mean, this is definitely his best trait. Wouldn't say his route running is elite, but nonetheless, if the ball's near him, he is going to come down with it. There's just no doubt about it. So again, this is just talking about the catch. I like this one here because of the concentration. You just watch here as this defender, it goes for the interception and misses, but he still has the concentration to make that great grab and then accelerates upfield and gets a couple extra yards. He's down at the bottom of the screen here. All right, again, he goes up, ball tracking skills, goes up, all the traffic, concentration, goes up and gets the ball. Strong hand, everyone trying to rip it away from him again. We'll take a look at it. Creates a little space there. It looks like the defender is, at least he got by him. So, but again, the ball tracking, the guy right there, and just the ability and the concentration to come down with that ball is just fantastic. Strong hands as well. Here he is up top. Again, he comes out of the screen, but again, it's all about the ability to catch the ball. I mean, just look at that. Look at the body control. It's fantastic coming out of that break. Again, it's his own coverage. He just finds the gap, but again, I mean, look at the high point that he has on that ball and comes down with it. Just spectacular. Here it is again. He's running across the field. Just another angle. Again, just boom. This guy's got sticky hands, man. Really does. Look how he kind of tapped it to himself and comes down with it. He's bottom of the screen here. Again, this is another fantastic adjustment on the ball. Let's see here. Sorry, I cut that off a little early. Let's see what he's got here. Again, he goes up. See, in between the three, knows he's going to get hit. So he's fearless going across the middle, man. He goes up and gets these balls with no problem at all. All right. Again, here's just another, play that he's not even in screen at the beginning of it. But again, gets, doesn't create the separation, which is a little concerning going down the field 25 yards, but nonetheless, again, he's not in the screen here. That's why there's not a circle around him. But again, he goes up, created a little balls, a little underthrown. That ball's 5 yards out. It could have been a touchdown. He just tore up this Ohio State. This is 2022 film, by the way. He just tore up this defender all game long. But again, the concentration and the ability to come down with the ball is fantastic. Like I said, by far, it is his best skill set that I believe that he has. All right. So let's take a look at his speed and his yak. Okay. He's not the fastest guy in the world. I don't think he's going to be a deep threat vertical burner. But again, I think he's got some ability to, here he is in the second level, just no one's really going to catch him. But let's take a look at his yak, too. I want to see how his toughness is, what his ability is with the ball in his hands, and what he can do in the field. Again, here's just a go route, basically a go post pattern, and basically blew by that guy. But again, it's just, he's kind of with him step for step, and then kind of he loses him there. You can see the guy gasping for air over here. He took off, and then again, good ball tracking skill. But I don't see, elite speed down the field. Now here's his with some yak ability, good vision in the second level here. Really, really nice play by him. So he's got some decent ability in the yak. I don't think he's elite by any means, but look, good footwork there, good stutter step. Again, let's take a look at it. Not many clips of him with the ball running like this. Most of his catches are down the field, but again, I think he has some yak ability. Here he is on the bottom of the screen. Again, taking the ball, and what does he do with it? He's got some speed, using his blockers. And again, he just can't get around the edge on that particular play, but nonetheless, good catch, and he's got good speed. Not elite, but good enough, right? So it's all about space creation. I think he's a better space creator, short area quickness than, down the field vertical, personally. Again, just showing his yak ability here. It's good. It's just not electric. You don't look at Jahan Dotson and say to yourself, this kid is electric with the ball in his hands. He's good. He's got some, some wiggle. I'd like to see him, lower his pads a little bit, get a little tougher right there. But nonetheless, I think he's a decent yak wide receiver. Just nothing super, super special. So the athleticism, wanted to show you 3 more clips here. Just like this athleticism and his body control and ball adjustment. This is where I think he's going to excel in the NFL. I think he's going to excel in the short area, quick area, getting twitchy, getting, guys off his platform in short area, like Deontay Johnson, he wins vertical. He's my comp for, Deontay Johnson is my comp for him in Steelertown, right? So again, here's just another showing his athleticism here. Good, a little wildcat, his little contact balance there. Not many plays of him getting the ball like this, but it shows his versatility and his athleticism here to dive for that ball. So he's got some skill. And then this play is one of my favorite plays. This was against Ohio State back in 2020. This is the play that I believe put Jahan Dotson, this game put him on the map last year. I think is a legit NFL prospect. But again, little stutter step. Again, unfortunately, it's out of the view. But again, just the catch. He didn't really create separation down the field and get past this guy. But nonetheless, I just wanted to show you his vertical ability to catch that ball. So I think overall, man, I think Jahan Dotson is a solid NFL receiver. I don't think he's in tier 1 for me. I think he's in tier 2. But nonetheless, I think he's an exciting player. He's going to get day 2 draft capital. So we'll have to see where he goes. All right, man, I hope you enjoyed that film breakdown. I hope you enjoyed Britt's analytical profile on Jahan Dotson. He's an exciting player heading to the NFL draft. I think he's a day 2 pick. I think, I've not seen many mocks where he is going in the first round. He may sneak into the first round if a team really loves his skill set, but I see him more as a day 2 pick. As far as what his dynasty projection is for our dynasty rosters, I think he would be a great wide receiver 2, most likely 3, I think, on our dynasty rosters. I think the best ideal fit for him would be to go to a team that has an alpha where he could be that complementary piece. And hopefully he lands in a spot, man, where, he's got a good QB. be. I'm one who believes that landing spots matter, situation matters. So let's hope, if you are a fan of Jahan Dotson, let's hope he lands in a spot that has at least a reliable and consistent quarterback, because it does make a difference. Now, as far as a pro comp, I get asked all the time on my Devy dashboard and everything, my pro comp for players. So I'm going to start tossing these into these films. I look at this guy. He looks like a Deontay Johnson. He's almost the exact same size, 5'10", 11, 185, 183 pounds. And I think that could be Dotson's kind of floor and ceiling, a Deontay Johnson type. I think he's going to have that potential ceiling to be that kind of playmaker, but I think he's also got the skill set to actually have his floor as well. So I think those are, what we're looking at as far as, where he's getting drafted. And of course, we have the combine coming up and a lot of stuff, more film to watch and stuff like that. But again, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope this gives you a better idea of Jahan Dotson and what he looks like. And if you're interested in adding him in your rookie drafts, man. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you really like this content, please subscribe to the show, hit that notification button, tell a friend. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I've got so much content coming out. It's Devy to Dynasty. I got, all sorts of rookie films and mock drafts coming your way. And then we're going to get into the Devy and C2C stuff after the draft. And I'm going to be just putting out all sorts of game films and film breakdowns on all your favorite Devy and C2C players as well. So again, thank you for watching.